Hi guys, welcome to this video where we will do delete operation in splay trees, and the method that we are going to use is top-down splaying. So in the previous video we saw that how do we perform delete operation using bottom-up method. In this video we will see the top-down splaying method, right? I'll also solve an example where I'll cover all the different types of cases that you can encounter while you are doing delete operation in splay trees using the top-down splaying method, right? In order to perform top-down splaying, these are the 4 steps that we need to follow, right? So in the first case, what we do is that we search for the node that has to be deleted, and that is what we did in the bottom-up method as well. In the second step, we splay that node so that it becomes root. But in the bottom-up method, what we did, we actually deleted that node after searching it, right? But in this case, rather than deleting it first, we splay the node to be deleted and we bring it to the root of our splay tree. And after that, we delete the root, right? So in the bottom-up method, first we did delete. First we performed delete operation and then we actually splayed its parent. But in case of top-down method, we first actually splay the node and then we delete the root or the node that has to be deleted, right? And then finally we perform join operation. I'll later on explain with example how do we perform join operation. So let us directly move to the example. So now this is the splay tree in which I'm going to delete these elements, right? So first of all, we have to delete 55. So according to the first step, let us search for the node, like how we search in case of BST. So 55 is greater than 50, so we come on the right side. 55 is less than 60, so we come on the left side. So this is 55. So now the second step is we don't have to delete this node. We have to splay this node 55 so that it becomes the root of the splay tree. So which splay operation we need to perform? As the direction from the grandparent to the parent of this node that has to be splayed, as this direction is right, while this direction from the parent to this node is left. So that means, because these are two opposite directions, so that means we have to perform zigzag operation, right? I've already explained in my previous videos of splay trees that how do we perform different splay operations like zig, zigzag and zigzag. You can go and watch them. So after we perform zigzag operation, basically in zigzag operation we have to do 2 rotations. So in this case, first we do a right rotation about the parent and then we do a left rotation about the grandparent, that is 50. So let me first do the right rotation and draw the splay tree. So this is the splay tree that we get after performing this right rotation, right? Now let us do a left rotation about the grandparent, right? So after the left rotation about the grandparent, this is the splay tree that we get. And here in this case, 55 had a left child, that is 52. But now 55 has become the root, so it has a new child 50. So where 52 will come? According to BST property, 52 is less than 55, so it will come on the left. 52 is greater than 50, so it will come on the right. So 52 comes over here. So this is our step 2, that we splayed this node so that it becomes the root. We have made the node that has to be deleted as the root of the splay tree, right? So this was our step 1 where we search for the node. This is our step 2, right? Now what is the next step? Next step simply says that delete the root. So finally we delete the node that we want to delete, right? So when we delete this node 55, we will be left with 2 subtrees. One will be this left subtree, right? And the another one will be the right subtree. So in this video, I'll call the left subtree as L, capital L, and the right subtree as capital R. Okay? So now we have also completed this third step. We have completed the first 3 steps, that we have deleted the root. Now in the next step, we need to perform the join operation. So I've also completed my step 3. Now we need to perform the join operation. Now the next question that will arise in your mind is, what are the steps we need to follow to perform the join operation? So I'll write down the steps. So these are the 2 steps that we need to follow when we are performing the join operation. So I'll explain them one by one using this example itself. So this is our L, or the left subtree, and this is our R, or the right subtree. So now the join operation says that in the first step, you splay the largest node in L. So whichever node has the largest value in our left subtree, we have to splay that node. So which is the largest element in the left subtree? 52, right? So we splay this node or we bring it to the root. So in order to bring it to the root, so in order to bring 52 to the root, which splay operation do we need to perform? Zig operation, right? Because this 52 has no grandparent, so we need to perform zig operation, or it is the child of the root. So we perform splay operation on this node 52, or the largest node in the left subtree. So when we performed the zig operation, or when we did the left rotation, this is the splay tree that we get, right? This is the splay tree that we get when this largest element in the left subtree came to the root of this left subtree. So in the last step, we make the root of the right subtree as the right child of the left subtree, right? So let us make this root. So this is the final splay tree that we get. So this is the final splay tree that we get when we make this root of R as the right child of the root of L, right? Because after splaying, the root of L was 52, or the largest node in the right subtree. Even otherwise, if you understand, when we deleted the node, so all the elements in the left subtree of that deleted node were lesser than that node, and all the elements at the right subtree were greater than that node. So even when we bring this greatest element in the left subtree as the root, at any cost, all these elements at the right subtree will be greater than that root also. So this entire right subtree will be attached as the right child of the root, because it is lesser than all those elements, right? So we are again following the binary search tree property over here. So these are the 4 steps that we need to perform in order to delete a node in case of top-down splaying, right? So this is the splay tree that we get after deleting 55. This is what we got. Let us delete the next element, that is 50. First step, we search for 50. 50 is less than 52, so it will be on the left. So we got 50. Then in the second step, what do? We don't delete 50. We splay the node. So we bring 50 at the root. So for that, which splay operation we need to perform? Because 50 is the child of the root, or in other words, 50 has no grandparent, so we can perform zig operation, right? So we will do one right rotation in order to bring it at the root. So this is the splay tree that we get after performing the zig operation, right? Now 50 is at the root, we have splayed 50. Now we can delete 50, right? We can delete the root in the third step. So now we deleted the root. Now what is the next step? This is my left subtree. This is my right subtree, correct? So in the next step, what we do? We perform join operation, and in the join operation, what we do? We splay the largest node in left subtree. So which is the largest node in left subtree? It is 40. So we have to splay it. So which operation we will perform over here? Because in this subtree, in this left subtree, there is no grandparent of 40. So our job can be done by just performing the zig operation. So we do a left rotation, and then this will be our new left subtree, right? This is not my entire splay tree. This is the left subtree, right? Then what we will do? We will make the root of the right subtree, that is 52, that was the root of the right subtree, as the right child of the left subtree, right? So after splaying the largest node in the left subtree, I make the root of the right subtree as the right child of my left subtree. So this is the splay tree that we get after deleting 50, right? So now let us delete another element in our splay tree, that is 10, okay? In the first step, we search for 10. 10 is less than 40, so we come over here. 10 is less than 20, so we come on the left side. Okay, we found 10. So now what we do? We perform the splay operation. So here, which splay operation we will perform? Because the direction from the grandparent of that node to the parent of that node is left, and the direction from the parent to that node is again left. So both the directions are same, so we perform which operation? Zig-zig operation, right? I've already explained how to perform zig-zag operation. In this operation, we will perform 2 right rotations about this position, right? So first of all, in the first right rotation, this 20 will come over here and 10 will take the place of 20 and 40 will come down to the right. And in the second right rotation, finally our node that we want to splay will come at the root. So let me draw the tree after performing 2 right rotations. So this is the splay tree that we get when we perform 2 right rotations and our 10 comes over here. So now in the third step, what we do? We delete this node, right? So now we don't have this node. So when we deleted this node, where is our left subtree? Our left subtree is basically null. We don't have a left subtree because there was nothing on the left side of the root. Whereas this is our right subtree. So in such a case, when my left subtree is null after I deleted the root, so in that case I've written over here, what we do is that this right subtree will be our new splay tree, right? So now we don't need to perform the join operation when our left subtree will be null, okay? And our 10 is also deleted, right? So we don't need to perform the so we don't need to perform this operation when left subtree is null. And this normal case which we did where we deleted 50 and 50, where we deleted the first 2 elements, that was actually our case 1. So that is why I've written this as case 2. So suppose this will be our new splay tree after we delete 10, right? So now for the time being I'm removing this element, right? So this is our, let me take this example. And suppose I want to delete 80. So for deleting 80, first of all, I'll search for 80, I'll find it over here. Then in the next step, I'll have to splay this node to the root, right? So how I'll do it? So first I'll perform which operation? This is actually a zig-zig operation. So let me write down the splay tree after performing the zig-zig operation. So this will be the splay tree that I'll get after performing the zig-zig operation, right? So my 80 has come over here. I want to delete 80. It has still not been splayed. It has to reach the root. Now which operation I'll perform? Again zig-zig operation because both the directions are same. So let me write down the splay tree after performing zig-zag operation. So this will be the new splay tree that the node that we have to delete will reach the root after 2 left rotations. After that, the left child of that node will be the right child of 52 according to BST, right? Okay. So now I'll finally delete 80 according to my third step, right? I'll delete the root. So when the root is deleted, I'll have my two subtrees. This is my left subtree and my right subtree is null. Okay. So in such a case, what do we do? So in this case, when my right subtree, as you can see, is null, there are no nodes in the right subtree of the deleted node. In that case, I actually perform step 1 of join. That means what I do, I just do this step wherein I splay the largest node from the left subtree so that it becomes the root, and that will be my new splay tree. So let me do that. So which is the largest node in this splay tree? It is 70. So for splaying it, I have to perform a zig operation, right? So let me perform the zig operation and draw the tree. So this is my new splay tree that I'll get, right? After I have deleted 80. Okay, so this was one of the cases where my R was null or the right subtree was null. Now let us delete 25 in this splay tree, in this new splay tree we have got, okay? So let us search for 25. 25 is less than 70, 25 is less than 52, so we come on the left. 25 is less than 40, okay, the tree has ended. That means 25 is not present in the splay tree. In this case, we can't just exit over here. What we need to do is that we need to splay the node where our search has stopped. We need to splay that leaf node. This is the same thing that we did in the bottom-up splaying also. In case of unsuccessful search or in case of delete operation, this is the same thing that we did in the bottom-up splaying also, if you have seen that video, that where there was an unsuccessful search in delete operation, when the element that we had to delete was not there in the splay tree, we actually splayed the node where our search stopped. So we need to splay 40 in this case, right? We need to splay 40 and we need to bring it at the root. So which splay operation we'll perform over here? In this case, because the direction from here to here is left and the direction from here to here is also left, so we'll perform zig-zag operation. So let me draw the splay tree after performing the zig-zag operation. So this will be the final splay tree that I'll get after performing the zig-zag operation, right? So first there will be 2 right rotations in this case. So this was the last case that we saw where we were actually dealing with a deletion for a node that was not present in the splay tree. So this was all for top-down splaying. we saw different cases that we can encounter while deleting an element using top-down splaying in splay trees. So we saw all these three cases, and we also saw a fourth case where the node that we want to delete is actually not present in the tree, or it is an example of unsuccessful search. In that case, what we do. So we saw all these four cases, and this was all for top-down splaying. See you in the next video where we will start a new advanced data structure.